Outside of where Madison lived, everything had come to a standstill. A blanket of hopelessness and restless quiet hung over the world. There was nothing of anything out there, nothing real anyway, nothing to get hung up about. Everything existed in the online world. It was through this world of computers, mobile phones, and apps that people lived and communicated to find anything and everything and to be with each other without actually being anywhere together. Despite busy searching, they found no answers, though they thought they had. It was why nothing ever led anywhere. It went around and around in circles and ended up where it all began. Madison had tired of this broken down and upside down world. She no longer had anything to do with those she once knew. She left them to do whatever it was that they were doing. Mental fatigue had set in. Her mother and father had given themselves up to whatever was out there, but there was nothing. With no inspiration, there was no new music, no art, no poetry. It was too much of everything that was nothing other than more and more clutter. Sleep was so disoriented that dreams and reality crashed like waves in heads. She still remembered her mother waking up in the middle of the night and screaming to herself. There were others also suffering from this inner turmoil. This, no doubt, had to do with no one knowing where anything was, then or now, or where it was heading in the days ahead. After being in stifling lockdown for so long and not being able to go outside without wearing masks, nor being able to be close to others for fear of catching a plague that had swept through the world, numbness had taken over. This wasn't living. It was surviving and helplessly hoping for things would change with no one knowing what this could be. Madison needed to break away from being a prisoner of technology. She knew she had to return to the basics, and from here, it was up to her to see what might happen. Where Madison found herself was somewhere completely different to where she had been. Here in this village was a feeling of happiness and hope, and that there were answers to questions going on in her head. She and her mysterious neighbors were always busy creating and only needed their songs. Songs about love and peace and how the sun would always clear away the clouds. There was something magical and also very positive about their songs. Madison? She wanted to see and hear things for herself. There was so much she was inquisitive about, so much she wanted to know and do. There was still something holding her back. One day, Ling, the old lady who lived in the village and spoke to her in Mandarin, told her more about her neighbors, how they had once been agents of change. This was until it was felt their work was no longer needed. Or maybe their work was done. Perhaps their work was just beginning. Ling explained how these agents of change came from all over the world and were also artists who had different ideas to share and create one big picture vision. Unable to do so, they had slowly disappeared. Ling added that Madison's neighbors were always ready to return and take others who wanted to along a journey to where imagination and inspiration lived. Madison might not have totally understood what Ling was saying, but something clicked with her, something that couldn't be defined. Ling saw happiness around Madison that she hadn't seen in a long time. She seemed to know something others didn't. Whatever it was, she was special, who had something even more special to give.